What is this? No, where am I?
Alright, today's game touches on a more serious subject, a subject some people have a really hard time talking about. I'm Dan, and today's review is all about mental health and a game called IntoADream. It's an emotional, heartbreaking, humane narrative about love, hopelessness and depression. It's a beautiful game created by Filipe F Thomaz, so without further ado, let's jump into the review. How's this for a start? You wake up without any memories and just finding a cassette tape that informs you that your mind is now linked to a man called Luke Williams. Luke has been diagnosed with severe depression, and it's clear that you are his last hope and must prevent him from fading away. Without putting too much pressure on you, you are tasked with helping him take his first steps to recovery and make him realize that life matters. You will, through his dream, meet his family and friends while you get a deeper look into what really happened that made him feel this way. I won't spoil the ending, but I can promise you it's an emotional journey where all bits and pieces start to fall into place.
Hello, John. My name is Dr. James Richards, and this is Dr. May.
Hello, John.
If you are hearing this, it means that the initial procedure went perfectly.
We have linked your mind to the dream of a man named Luke Williams.
So how do you create a game like this with a subject that sometimes feels taboo for people to talk about? The recipe here is a mix of beautiful environments and some low-key puzzles to solve, while we dive into a story that for me was really well written. It's backed with voice acting, which heightens the experience and in places helps you better understand the situation and feelings. As you slowly progress through the game, you get to know each character of the story. You have the daughter Anne and her dog Rufus. You have Luke's wife that you get to know in different chapters of the game. The mother of Luke and Luke's best friend. The Luke's best friend has a bit of a weird language among all these people. He feels more of a surfer dude than a successful bioengineer from time to time.
I'm just messing with you, man. Go and find Luke, and nice meeting you.
But as you get to know them and also get to know Luke more, you start to experience those subjects that most people can struggle with in real life. Excessive pressure. When you play the game, you sometimes get to pick choices that for someone not suffering from a depression sounds like the right choice, but can for others add even more pressure on them in the end. I'll show you an example, and it's not a huge spoiler, I promise. In the beginning, you get to rescue Rufus that ran away from Anne. Upon returning the dog, you get your first encounter with Luke. And as you talk to him, you are presented with two options. 1. Tell him about that you rescued the dog, or 2. Don't mention it. For me, it felt like a good way to break the ice, to tell him about the rescue and perhaps make him even more friendly towards me. I completely misread that, and this was the result of that.
Scared by the sound of the waterfall and was just paralyzed under a rock. I tracked him down and kind of brought him back.
I didn't know that. Why hasn't she told me?
She thought you would get mad.
I don't think I would. Imagine if you weren't around. What would happen to Rufus? Because she was afraid to talk to me?
You are walking a lot in this game. You can run if you like, but I find myself mostly walking and enjoying the scenery. It has its climbing, solving puzzles and jumping moments to break off the regular gameplay. The biggest challenge for me was this part where you are supposed to run between streetlights every time the ghosts or whatever they are looks the other way. But what really sets the mood in this game is the really fitting soundtrack that you heard a bit of in the intro of this video. I will let you enjoy some more of it now just to give you an idea about what it's all about. The voice acting has its up and down, but it's still a strong performance that holds on its own. The ambient background sound of birds chirping is a good filler and heightens the mood. And the silence that returns after you visited a noisy beach party is a perfect way to display the calm atmosphere of the game you long for. And by account, there is only one accent that can pull off That's rude comment, and that is of course with a British accent. I find it hard to do a review on this game in the same way as I do with most of the game. Firstly, since I think there is so much to experience for yourself instead of me showing it and explaining it to you. Secondly, it's an important topic that needs to be discussed more. And even if the game simplifies the road to recovery a bit, it's okay since the format still shows a lot of situations that are happening in real life. If we could talk about replay value, I think it's a game you can play once and then try to make others play it. You might perhaps revisit it later on, but it's story's best experience when you forgot some of the stories and want to relive it. A little like for me after I watched the movie Interstellar. I just wanted to forget the amazing movie so I could see it again and be as amazed as the first time. But it's not your average game to play if you're expecting to jump and solve puzzles all the time. See it more of a way to get a glimpse into what can really happen to people, friends or even loved ones. Even if some of the later dream segments are more extreme to paint the picture of someone not feeling good about themselves, they still feel genuine to the game. It took me about 4 hours to complete the game and still managed to miss 3 achievements. The game is out on Steam and I'll leave a link in the description below. If you think you or someone you know might be suffering from depression, know that help is available. You are not alone. I'm Dan and it's been a pleasure showing you this game. If you like my content, how about you hit that subscribe button? I upload game reviews and gameplay videos of awesome indie games. And until next time, stay safe and continue being awesome.